Shamps and Giggles. History, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. Shamps and Giggles back for 2024. Oh my Lord.
Welcome back to Shamps and Giggles. Listeners, members, hold tight. Shamps and Giggles is every Friday. You know where we're at. Come and join us. We're on the radio, on different radio stations, Rock Solid, Black Culture Radio, Rhythm FM, and we're on these radio stations every single day. So please tune in. If you can't tune into the radio stations, get us on our Facebook page, which is Shamps and Giggles, Black Edutainment. We're on Facebook. Just type it in, you'll find us. We're on YouTube. We've got our own YouTube channel. Check us out. We're on Instagram. Find us on Instagram, Shamps and Giggles. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and there is another one, TikTok. How can I forget TikTok? So check us out on TikTok, all right? Or come and join us on a Friday, or email us, yeah, shampsandgiggles.gov.uk, and we're there, yeah? All right, so congratulatory ones. We're going straight into it. Motor racing, Lewis Hamilton. He's been waiting a long time. He's done it. His car's not been performing as great as it should be. But listen, last week, he nailed it. He nailed it. He's won it 9 times. He's won Silverstone, British Grand Prix 9 times. No other motor racer has done it. But so let's get it right. Sir Lewis Hamilton. Let's give him his due. Okay. Sir Lewis Hamilton. 9 times winner of the British Grand Prix. So I just think heads up to him. He persevered. He just knuckled down and just got on with it. And, you know, and it's a team thing and we need to big him up. So well done to Lewis Hamilton on that, because really and truly, there's not many people and people will be frustrated about it, you know, but yeah. And he was very emotional on Sunday, very emotional with his dad. You know, with him winning, it meant a huge thing to him. So, yeah. So, Miss Leisha, go ahead. Hold tight, Denzel.
Yeah, the big names such as Schumacher and Vettel. I mean, Lewis Hamilton. I can't even say his name. Sorry, he's just completely surpassed them. And to think of this young boy, if you remember back in the day when he was on television riding go-karts.
Yes.
Years, and his father was just, and he's seen his little face, and now look where he is.
Yeah.
Finally, like being the first black accomplished racer, UK, British born, and look where he is now, and it's amazing. Kudos to him. You know, not many people believe that he could do it.
Yeah, absolutely true, Miss Leisha. Absolutely true. You know, and he has faith, and he's got determination. He just cracks on, and he cracks on. And as you say, he's got the team around him, and they believe in him. He believes in the team, and he's just gone for it. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Yeah, and this is, you know, just to celebrate that he became the youngest Formula One champion in the world after winning his maiden title in 2010.
Wow.
Win another 3 titles in 3 years that followed. Yeah, so he's done a lot.
Yeah, he's done a hell of a lot. And you know, when you're saying that, you can't forget the parents. Because sorry, go ahead.
My apologies. Yeah, go on.
No, and the parents, you can't forget the parents, because they would have had to have gone all over the country to support him in his youth days, go-karting around the world or around the country, if not overseas. And the level of not so much trust but faith his dad and mum, especially his dad, had in him. And it's not cheap. Go-karting is not cheap. You have to fund that yourself until you get a sponsor. So for him to get a sponsor, he must have been good back then. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Yeah. So I read the wrong stats for Lewis Hamilton. So could you I'm just going to discard what I've just said, please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Apologies.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for letting us know and the listeners know. But yeah, hats off to Lewis Hamilton. He did a great job, and may he excel and exceed um, until he retires from Mercedes. So yeah, so well done for that. I thought I'd bring that to the table. Um, the other one that I wanted to congratulate on was the Labour. Yeah, new government. Not so much about politics, but new government going in, 14 years out of the circulation in a way. So we'll see what happens. I saw on the news that the new lady of the house, um, you know, got up, did a great speech, great speech. Being the eldest politician in the house. Yeah, mother of the house, they call it. Yeah, mother of the house. That's exactly what and for her to get up and explain that when she started, there was you can count the number of women MPs on two hands. But now there's over 200 women MPs in the house. So yeah, congratulations to them all. And let's see what happens. 4 years of it. We'll see what they've got to do. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Yeah, Mother of the House is a title given to the longest continuously serving female MP in the UK Parliament.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. And she went through so much adversities within her own group, you know.
And there was
But
only 40 members when Diana first started in terms of women.
yeah.
And there's 264 today.
Yeah, so it just shows you that perseverance, dedication, and believing in herself. And she's got through it, and they've given her a title, which is right, and her being the eldest one. So maybe yes, and she does, and she will do it justice. So I'm happy to hear that, happy to see it, and yeah, we celebrate um, new changes. That's all I'm going to say. We'll have to wait and see if it works. We've got 4 years to go through it. So yes, I wanted to bring that to the table. And the other small one I wanted to bring before we go on to the next one is I didn't realize that Idris Elba, there was a round table meeting with Idris Elba and the King and some other youthful generations at St. James's Palace a few days ago, and they were discussing youth, how to get the youth more engaged, how to stop the youth going down the wrong paths and going into crime. So they've got Idris Elba's got a charity, and the King has been supporting Idris Elba's charity for many years, and I didn't even realize that. Um, that Idris Elba had his charity, because let me get it right. Idris Elba, when he was a teenager, he got £1,500 from the King's charity at that time. I think it's the Duke of Edinburgh, yeah, Duke of Edinburgh's award or something that he got some money from, and to attend the National Youth Music Theatre, and which developed Idris Elba into the person he is now. So they want more children, especially from the ethnic and underprivileged children, to go through that route and get a better education, better sense of life, and a better sense of being, and empowering their own selves. So the King is fully supporting of Idris Elba, and Idris Elba's has a collaboration with Sierra Leone between the Prince's Trust International and Idris Elba's charities. Elba Hope Foundation, which looks and gets people motivated and get them into the right path. So I thought that's a brilliant thing. And although Idris Elba is out there, but in the background, he's still working for the Black community and for underprivileged children to do better. So I just thought I'll mention that before we go into our talk. Right, let's talk about England. We've now got through to the finals. We beat the Netherlands. It was nail biting. But what can we say? What can we say? You know, we scored the goal soon after Netherlands scored. Harry Kane with a penalty. But then, as you say, Ollie Watkins comes on, plays for Aston Villa. Black gentleman. Listeners, you should know who Ollie Watkins is. If not, you've seen it. You've probably went to the match or went to a pub or a local and watched it, or even watched it at home. But give his due. We all wished England to get through. Some of us had our doubts. I even had my doubts. I thought it was going to be 1-1 all the way and penalties again. But they managed to do it. Ollie Watkins comes on, probably free kicks of the match, free touches he's had since he come on at that late stage. And who passes the ball? Another one of the brothers. Yeah. Cole Palmer. Just slides him in. And Ollie Watkins said that when he was on the interview, he did say the two of them were coming on at the same time. And they both agreed. And Ollie Watkins said to Cole, "You're going to set me up to score today. You're going to set me up to score today." And his passion and his belief that was going to happen even before they came on, you know, and so said, so done. Passed the ball, and the angle that he scored that goal, unbelievable. So now they're in the final. So hopefully we can root them, and hopefully it comes home, as they say. Football may come home, Miss Leisha.
Very nail biting. First 3 or 4 minutes or something like into the game, I think Netherlands scored, and they were celebrating like crazy.
Yes.
I can imagine all across the nation, every England supporter or anybody in England's heart would have dropped. On the 7th minute, scored the goal, Kane.
Yes.
Scored, and that was a penalty.
Yes.
Penalty. And then afterwards, on the 91st minute, I think it was, like, finally, and that was it. That was it. You know what? I'm not a big supporter. You know, guys, that I support the winning team.
Yeah.
I just am like that when it comes to football. But for me, I was so glad. I was so pleased that they won, because it's going to mean that this summer is going to be such a nice summer for a lot of people. I think so many people, I think guys, men in particular, they love football. Men love football. And that, just winning a match like that will just bring a lot of men's,
big harmony and peace.
There would be, yeah. I think it would be. There's going to be a lot of women who've got partners who love, or husbands, what have you, who love football. They're going to be treated like queens, like queens after this match. Hopefully they do, and that's it. That's it. Their day. So yeah.
I'm fully behind them, and I'll be home watching it on Sunday, rooting. Hopefully it'll go England's way and they'll come through with a cup. They haven't won a cup since 1966. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think they're going to play against?
No, England. It's already set. England's playing Spain.
Oh, it's Spain. I didn't even know.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So I should have mentioned it earlier. Yeah, for listeners, if you haven't been catching up, you've been watching tennis and Wimbledon. Spain got through. They were the first to get through. They won their semi-finals, and they got through. And it was for England or Netherlands to play Spain. So now England's got through. They're playing Spain Sunday. And I understand that they're allowing shops to close early. So all the shops in the UK are going to close early. So if you're going shopping, anyone, on Sunday, please go early because the shops are closing early. And the pubs and some eateries have got an extension to stay open later than normal. And it will be heaving out there. There's lots of big auditoriums, O2 Arena. I think the government or Sadiq Khan has given out 150,000. I think it's 150,000 or 15,000 free tickets for people to go to the O2 Arena to watch it. Box Park is going to do it. Yeah, so listen, go out and support or watch it at home. And if someone's put, if they lose, women will be getting the dinners on by their partners. In fact, they won't be too happy. So yeah, let's see what happens. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
No, I think what Dee's put in there is actually quite right, because when football teams lose, that's when the rate of domestic abuse increases, particularly during the World Cup titles. I mean, that's that's another subject, I suppose. But yeah, we hope that they do win, because that does happen.
Well, hopefully they'll if people get upset, you got the television to beat up and to smash up, or to go out and scream outside in the street. But let's try and keep it positive, and hopefully it's coming home. Yeah, domestic violence is high with football. I can believe that. But yeah, so Sunday, that will be something to watch. And even today, the women's are playing their match. Well, it started already, maybe finished now. They had their European match started today, the England women. So they were playing today. So hopefully they did very well. We'll wait and see. Yeah, go ahead, Miss Leisha.
England's only won the World Cup once.
That's right, 1966.
And Spain, oh gosh, I think that they've only won it once as well, haven't they?
Have a look for, when you're doing your research, have a look for the European Cup, because that's what they're playing for now, the European Cup.
Oh.
England's never won a European Cup, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the World Cup, yes, 1966.
Yeah.
That's with Bobby Moore, Charlton, and Banks, and people like those.
Well,
European Cup, I'm not sure about that too well. So yeah,
But the women's brought football home, though.
Oh yes, they have. Yes, women's done better than the men's, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Women's done better than the men in several competitions. Yeah. So yeah, so Sunday, football day. So the other one I wanted to touch on, to do with England as well, is thank you. The other one I wanted to touch was Prince William and Saka. He made a point of when Saka scored his penalty and came off, and then in the background, Prince William made sure that he gave Saka a hug and shaking of hands for what he did to revitalize England when they played in the quarterfinals or the semi-finals. It must have been the semi-finals, the game before they got through to the final. He congratulated Saka. I think that was a brilliant gesture. He didn't have to, but he did. Yeah, Miss Leisha, go ahead.
he congratulated the whole team, but I think that what happened is the tabloid newspapers decided to go with very negative images of the England team, the players, the black players in particular, to papers. And then obviously because of the uproar, this was released. The images now are just completely different now. You know, you've got Prince William cheering them on, and then the main picture being of with Saka. Saka a bit of a belly rub and a grab around the neck sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
because I think you're right. I think that the whole nation on that subject, were looking to see if Saka would have scored or taken a penalty again, and he did. And that takes guts because he knew what the crowd and the media slated him, racially abused him, blamed him because he missed the penalty in the last cup match. But now he scored, you don't hear much about anyone. Dee, go ahead, Dion.
Yeah, what I was going to say is even Gareth Southgate admitted that the reason why they were playing quite poorly in the beginning because they were listening to all the noise, obviously the press, what they had to say about the England team, and he said obviously it does have an effect on them. They're human beings. Do you understand? So when people are being negative, you know, and if you've got that in your head, it's going to affect your play. Do you understand? Because you're going to try and you're going to try not to make mistakes. You're going to be, do you understand what I mean? More careful than you would. You wouldn't take the risk or, you know, do the things that you would normally do because you're thinking, oh God, they're going to criticize me about this. They're going to criticize if I do this. So even Gareth was saying that because of the noise, it affects their football. But now they've learned to shut out the noise. Now they've gotten this far. Do you understand? You know, it's like it's on the table for them to get. It's on the table for them to grab. And I believe they can do it. Really believe with the team they've got and the managers they've got that they could do this.
Yeah, but okay, you saying that, Dion, last week, say for instance, last week, they were baying for the manager's head. They were baying for his head because media, this is the media again, the media was saying that he's not sure what he's doing. He's not putting the right players on. Why isn't he playing this sort of player, these players? But Gareth Southgate, he said, and I know that because they got on his back, he said, these guys, listen, they've played with England before. They never won a cup. So he's blocked out that issue of their negativity. He's blocked it out and he's told his players to block it out. So you're absolutely right. They blocked out the whole media thing. And now it transpires that the FA want Gareth Southgate to stay on, to take England to the World Cup. It just shows that some people, they're like two-faced.
No, but that's England's way. England is very two-faced. And because they didn't believe that they would get to the finals, because you know how they did play in the beginning, it was hit and miss. But what I believe with England is the tougher the team, the more they step up. Do you understand? Yes. And Netherlands was a tough team because I thought Netherlands was going to win. I thought Netherlands, if they got through this, they would have won the World Cup. Yes. But the tougher the team, they, you know, I don't know what it is, but it's like this particular team, they stand together and they work and they dig deeper and they dig harder. So I believe that Spain is really good. They haven't lost none of their games. Yes. And I think Spain is going to be a real good challenge for them. But I do think Spain needs not to underestimate England because, trust me, they can pull it out the bag.
All right. Very positive. I like that. Listeners, you hear that? Shamps and giggles. Dion, she believes. This is it. Miss Leisha, go ahead.
Noted in the press, I'm going to say from the express.co.uk, UEFA President Alexander Catherine has slammed criticism aimed at Gareth Southgate as shameful and has demanded an apology from members of the British media.
Yeah.
One fact as well that I've just been given from Gems is that Gareth Southgate is one of the most successful manager in our lifetime, bar
Alf Ramsey.
Ramsey?
Sir Alf Ramsey.
Sir Alf Ramsey, yeah.
Yeah, Sir Alf Ramsey.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Also, the fact that he is actually British too, and it's the first for them. Hey.
Well done. Thank you for that, Dion and Jemmy. Thank you very much for the input on that one. You need to do more input on the football, Gems. Teresa, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I've just turned into a football beast. I can't recognise myself. I don't recognise myself. But what I will say is I agree with Dion. The best thing that Netherlands did for England was score first. And if you notice, when there's a first goal, that's when they just galvanise themselves and they just go for it. What I didn't like about Netherlands, but they were just dirty players. But I'm glad in the end that our players just said, you saw that point where Saka just throw down this guy. They just had enough of being pushed around and bullied. And I think the game on Sunday is going to be a lot more free flowing. I think we're going to see some goals because I think they're going to play to suit our boys.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's definitely going to be some defensive play, but I think it's going to be a lot more forward. And the other thing that I want to say is that I do believe that Spain have been playing full out because they've had to.
Yes.
Because of the draw that they had to play full out. England didn't have to play full out. Now we're just coming to our own. So I feel that we've peaked at the right time.
So listen, listeners, and I'm talking about the members here. Just give me a little signal and we'll come back to you, Miss Leisha, 2 seconds. I just want to see how many people on here believe that England are going to win. Can you just put your hand up or thumbs up? Do a thumbs up because Miss Leisha's got her hand up to talk. Just do a thumbs up or thumbs down if you don't think, or if I don't see any thumbs up, then I'll know. I just want to see how many people believe they're going to win. Oh, not many.
Jem says yes as well.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So
I actually think it's going to be something. We're going to see some goals. I think it's going to be something like 3-2. I definitely think we're going to see some goals, and
really?
I pray that Spain get one in first. I pray because that will set us up. No, I think if we get one in, if we become complacent, the best way that England plays is as the underdog.
Oh, and behind and play behind.
I know that. I didn't want to say that. But
okay.
From behind.
All right. So let's go to Miss Leisha after you finish, TMJ. So, yeah, I hear what you say, TMJ. That sounds right. And Dion agrees too. Go on, Miss Leisha, and then Pinky.
I think it's going to be a tough one. It's either going to be a draw and then penalties afterwards.
Oh.
I reckon it's going to be like that.
My goodness.
I think, it's popped up again. So I'm looking at these articles and Gary Lineker, I'm shaking my head at him. I didn't realise that he described England's performance in their goalless draw with Slovenia in the group stages as S.
Oh, really? Oh.
Everybody did. Their performance was rubbish. The first 2 games was awful.
But
they only stepped up in the last 2 games. Everybody was woeful. Even I was actually out watching the Netherlands game, and as soon as they got the first goal, people emptied the building. And I'm like, you stay there. This is now England's game.
Yeah.
All right, TMJ. Let Leisha finish. Go on, Leisha.
No, because this is what happens with British supporters. You would abandon your team.
Yep.
And not actually support them. I mean, I think to say that, Gary Lineker, I mean, these guys are going to win. I reckon they're going to win. It's going to be a really nice summer for them, definitely.
Well, okay. Pinky, go ahead.
Well, if they get behind them with love, I believe they would win. Okay. But I believe if they still have their little racist antics, they'll still not win because that's how it's always been for Britain. Trust me. I think it's that hatred that they have within the football, why they keep losing no matter what. That's how I feel. But I just hope that with the love, if they get behind them with little love, that will give them that oomph to go forward and win.
All right, that's a different spin on it, but okay. Sorry, Dion.
Jimmy.
Oh, good. Yeah, come forward.
Let me just make it clear to you the difference between England football team and Slovakia. For those who was listening last week, the size of Taraku and the size of London. England is supposed to play Slovakia and Slovenia and beat them 57-0.
Okay.
England is ranked number 3 in the world. Them 2 teams, I think between them, is 100 and something.
Okay.
Yeah. Those teams are supposed to be food for England. It's supposed to be like a training match. If they score less than 3, it's an abomination. So I as a football supporter think what Gary Lineker said was 100% correct. It's as simple as that. These teams are so it's like Arsenal playing a Champs and Giggles best 11. It's supposed to be food and drink. It's easy work. But England will win if they play the right team. Yeah, and sorry, Harry Kane, 45 minutes maximum, because that's all he's good for now. Yeah, the team is 21 years old. We've got 18-year-olds in the team. We've got 2 years old. Harry Kane is 30. Yeah, and if anybody knows anything about football, only the real super footballers play over 30. So we talk about the Ronaldos, the Pepe for Spain is 41 years old. France is out, but Conte, yeah, those men play football in their late 30s because they are the cream of the cream. Anyway, we're done. England's gonna win.
And also, you know what I liked? When they scored their goals and they put their hand to their ears to say, like, what you saying now kind of thing. You notice they all do that. No, Saka did it and others did it. Did you notice that, Keith?
Yeah, I have noticed it. Yeah, I have. But for me, I just think that with England's playing habits, they do need to change. They do need to take.
No.
Oh, sorry. Hold on 1 minute. I'm just going to mute. Yeah, they do need to change, and I think with Harry Kane, they're saying that he's always in the right place to pop up with a goal, but he's not always in the right place. And I believe that 45 minutes, or just after half time, they need to freshen up and put the young new lads on, because I think that's the direction that England need to be going. And I think that this competition will probably be the last that you'll see the olders in the English football team. World Cup, I doubt if you'll see them in it, but we'll wait and see, because they may say that there's no experienced players in there. But we'll wait and see. Go ahead, Dion or Jemmy.
Experienced players without Harry Kane. Harry Kane has won nothing. Yeah. In Craig Bellamy, you've got top player of the year in Germany.
Yeah.
Put it this way, we've got top scorer in the Premier League, we've got top scorer in the Italian League, we've got young player of the year in the UK. We have got an abundance of talent. Harry Kane has won nothing. Yeah, Harry Kane only got his goal because it was a penalty. Yes, Harry Kane for the whole competition has been playing too deep. Yeah, sometimes in football you have to suck up the pressure and play for the counter attack. When England go to play for counter attack, Harry Kane is in his own half. Yeah, if they let Harry Kane play half the game and then think about bringing on Ivan Toney, or even better, Mr. Aston Villa, because I said it from day dot, if they bring him on in the last game, they will win, yeah? Because what is his name from Aston Villa?
Ollie Watkins, no?
Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
This boy is hungry. He's hungrier than a crackhead with a £500 note. This guy wants to play football. He's hungry. Did you see the goal he scored the other day?
Yeah.
If they play those young players, and as long as he doesn't play that stupid 4-4-2, yeah, we've got the players for 3-5-2 with Saka and Mooney, or whatever his name in the young Manchester United player who's 18. Mooney, what's his name? I think something to do with M anyway. Yeah. If they played that formation 3-5-2, England will kill it, man. England will kill it. But they have to drop Harry Kane as soon as possible, man. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's happened. We'll see what's going on, and then
but you ain't one nut.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, listen, it's Sunday, and this is the time for England to step up and to do what they got to do. I think that this is the rightful time. Spain's difficult, but if as everybody's saying, if they play the right team, right players, They've got every chance in doing it. So yeah, everybody, that was a brilliant, brilliant conversation on the England. Brilliant, brilliant. I wanted to bring to the table another issue, but if I say Simone Biles, I hope everybody knows who she is. The young black gymnastic, yeah, yeah, yeah. So she's only 27, and she's still knocking every competition out of the park. It's absolutely unbelievable what she's amassed and what she's done over the years. She's absolutely formidable. And you've got some social media and some people are against it. The reason why they're against it, because she's in a realm of her own. She's so good at everything, and she puts 100% effort into it. That's why she wins, and that's why she's in an elite position of her own. But you've got some media people and other commentators that don't like it because she keeps winning. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to just sit back and let other people come forward when you're still in your prime? To me, that doesn't make any sense. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Yeah, Simone Biles is probably one of the best sports persons in the world.
Yeah.
That's what she's been able to achieve. She's now in competition with her last performance. That's how good she is. There is nobody who can compete to her. She is the best.
Yeah.
Full stop. And there are there have been articles about other trainers, not her own trainer, but other trainers, who discredit her and think that she, that it's unfair and that she's got things wrong and things like that. They all try to discredit her, but she's a fantastic gymnast, and she's got a lot of stick in the press from people from her personal life, and she just shoves that behind her, and she does the best.
Yeah.
She's a sportswoman. She's a fantastic sportswoman. And if you've seen her, what she does, it's amazing. And she is actually, as a gymnast, she's 27 years old.
Yes.
27, 28 years old. And she's actually old for gymnasts, because normally they're very, very young. They're in their teens, early 20s. She's surpassed that, but yet she's still winning.
Yeah.
And she'll be in the next is the
Olympics.
Olympics, yeah.
Yeah. She'll be in the Olympics, yeah, that's right. She'd be heading, she'd probably be team captain when in the Olympics. And as you're saying that, and there was one of her ex-colleagues that was complaining to say that the American gymnasts, thanks for correcting me, gymnasts, are not up to par with Simone and the past colleague. She was putting them down. So Simone Biles actually said to the past person, you can't say that in a way without naming the woman's name. You can't say that because we've all achieved something great. We're all being put forward for the Olympics, and we're going to do good things. And I think that they will do great things with her. And it just shows you the level of contempt that people have for black sports persons. If you're doing great things, let you get on with it. Let me do what I'm doing. When it's time for her to retire and that, so be it. But don't try to shut the door on someone that's still got the energy to do what they're doing and do a great thing. So I take my hat off to Simone Biles, and long may it rain. She's great at the floor work. She's excellent at the bar work. She's at the horse. She does everything. She's an all-rounder. She's literally an all-rounder, and she's made history. I'm sure I read it somewhere that there's an award or some sort of accolade that they call an all-round award or all-round. She's got that, and that they voted for her on that. So Simone Biles, yeah, continue what you're doing. Shamps and Giggles will always praise you and voice you, because we believe that you are a absolutely phenomenal gymnast or gymnast. Say that again.
Sorry, yeah, I was going to say she's one of the best in the world that people's ever seen. And you have to understand, because she's not white, do you understand? They find it hard to accept. Think about the Williams sisters. Think about that tennis game they thought was for more for white people. This gymnast is the same thing. Do you understand? Because we've got heavier bones and all of that. They think that we're not meant to be as good as them. She's defying all odds. And they don't understand it. They just can't. They can't handle it. They can't take it. And she's good at everything. And she's been doing it how many years in a row? She's been number one, and they just can't handle it.
What you kind of reach into, Dion, is elitist sports. Things like golf, tennis, gymnasts. They were all elitist sports for them because we didn't do those kind of sports.
Yes.
But now we're doing them and we're mashing them up. It's upsetting them because it was a closed club, so to speak.
Yeah, agreed.
She's like, for me, she's like art to watch. It's just beautiful to watch her at work. If no one that watch her. She's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, graceful and smooth. Miss Leisha, go ahead.
Yeah, just one of the moves that she did called the Yuricino, sorry, I can't pronounce it. Wyrichenko double pike vault.
Okay, yeah.
A really difficult vault to do, spin in the air, and what have you. And it's things like that. It's being able to do what she does. Score perfectly.
Yeah. And so smooth and graceful.
And makes her threat to other people. I love it. Brilliant.
Yeah. When you watch her, and she's so petite, that's the right word I'm going to use. Petite, but fast. When she's spinning in the air, you think there's no way your 2 feet is going to land on that floor. You're gonna tumble. But she executes her work effortlessly. And Simone Biles is a name that will roll off most people around the world's tongues. And I think that she should get every accolade possible and every award and recognition as well. And I'm sure most people do recognize the great that she's done and not so much the negative. So long may it rain with her. Long may it rain with her. So thank you very much. Was there anyone else wanted to speak about? No? So listeners, listen, don't forget this is Shamps and Giggles. Every Friday we do this on our show. Don't forget, if you want to share our information with your friends and family that would love the show, you can listen back to our show, which is on every day on radio stations. And we're on Black Culture Radio, which is the www dots. So these are all www dots. So it's blackcultureradio.com, Rhythm Connection radio.com, Rock Solid FM, which is .co.uk, Black Culture Radio, I said that.com, slamradio.co.uk, and Rhythm Connection and Rock Solid FM. So listen, everyone, you can still catch us on those shows. Also, our Instagram page, Champs and Giggles. Facebook, we're on Facebook, Champs and Giggles Black Edutainment. And don't forget, we are also on the TikTok. And with that, lastly but not least, you can contact us, email us, and give us something that you want to know about. Ask us a question, and we'll air it and find the answers for you. We'll discuss it and dissect it as we do. You can catch us on our www page or Shamps and Giggles at gmail.com. So that's Shamps and Giggles. So Shamps and an A-N-D Giggles at gmail.com. All right. So thank you very much, everybody, for that. And don't forget, yep, I've got that done. Yep. So, oh yes, and also, yeah, we did Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, I can see it in the chat. We did Lewis Hamilton 9 times. Yeah, we discussed him. Yeah, phenomenal man. He's absolutely phenomenal, and we're glad that he's done what he did. The other one that I wanted to bring to the table, that I saw, and I don't know if you guys might have, maybe the listeners or us here has heard about it, but it was just out, and I just thought, well, I wonder if that's something is going to upset the Americans. President Biden, he did 2 big, huge mistakes in his NATO speech. I think it was yesterday. He was presenting, and he was, when you're doing a speech and they give you the name of who you're going to introduce coming on. President Biden, while he's talking and introducing the next speaker, he said to the audience, and these are senior members of NATO, top people, all the leaders of countries that have come to NATO for this conference. President Biden decides to say, I'd like to introduce the next speaker, President Putin. Instead of saying, I'd like to introduce you to the president of Ukraine, he said, I'd like to introduce you to President Putin. What is going on? And he is absolutely determined, and his press and his medical team is saying he has not got Alzheimer's, he has not got dementia. And it's unbelievable. Miss Leisha, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard about this, that he introduced Zelensky as Putin at the NATO summit. But I also, which is quite, you've got to really think, if he's doing this publicly, what is he doing behind the closed doors? That has got power to press that nuclear missile.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he is absolutely completely incoherent. It's like he doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know what they're doing in the back with him, but having that press conference with Trump and him.
Trump, yes.
It was the most hilarious thing. I've never seen anything. It was funny in that, how did these people who voted for him in the USA not see that this guy was not fit for the job?
Yeah.
I think it shows that politics, you have the puppets at the front and the people working and grinding at the back. So I feel that it makes me feel that he is a spokesperson. And the thing is that everybody, I can't believe the American public put up with that.
Yeah, it's very true. I know Pinky's going to come in. I'm just going to say one. Carry on, Miss Leisha.
They should be marching the streets to get him out. They should be.
Yeah. Well, Offset, I'm just going to come in, Pinky, before you start. I'm just going to read out, listeners, I'm just reading out one of our members that's typed a message to us in our newsroom. So the member's name is Offset, and she puts there, well, Putin is the rightful president of Ukraine. NATO officials know that too. So what was that? A fraudulent slip. So I'm hoping that most people may know the history, that Ukraine many years ago was part of Russia. So that's what Osset is alluding to, is that hypothetically, that Ukraine was part of Russia at that time. But I don't think that would go very far in this day and age. So it could have been a slip. But saying that, I'm going to bring Pinky in 2 seconds with what the slip up with President Biden said about President Zelensky.
Yeah, rightfully said. A fraudulent slip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. But at the end of the day, I just think that that's, to be honest, it's not even about the people marching to get Biden out. The fact remained is that, I mean, the world can see that's abuse. They're abusing the man. I mean, he's not, we know, you can see that he's clearly not with it. Even with the little fraudulent slips that are coming out, it's the whole thing. I think that they're abusing him. I think really, that's like elderly abuse. That's what they're doing to him. They're humiliating the man.
But he's doing it himself, isn't he?
No, he's not well enough. I mean, somebody should have already stepped in to take over for him. He's not fit. He's not fit enough to run a country. Come on, you can see that. Making jokes and I mean, who does that? He's not with it. The man's not with it.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
It's abuse, really. What they're doing to him is abuse. It's abuse.
Well, you got some people agreeing with you on the chat. So let's see, Miss Leisha, go ahead. Oh, your hand's gone down. Okay, Dion.
Jemmy.
Oh, Jemmy, go ahead, Jemmy.
All I'm saying to you is this, yeah. This man, and I call him, remember the Muppet Show? And it had the two twins used to sit up in the booth. He's one of them twins, yeah. This man is the second or the first most powerful man in the world. He is in charge of the second biggest nuclear arsenal. And he can't remember his second in command's name.
Yes. Are we going to mention that? Here? Yeah. I was just about to mention that, Jemmy.
Who did he call Putin? Who wasn't Putin?
Yeah. He called Zelensky the president. Yeah, you're right, Jemmy.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's the Ukrainian prime minister. That's
it. The president, yeah. He called him Putin.
Biden right now, then I'm scared of nuclear war. I'll tell you the truth.
And Jemmy, what you said is correct, Jemmy. He said his words were his words was asking about I wouldn't have named my vice president Donald Trump.
Yep.
And she is Kamala Harrison.
Yep.
He said, I wouldn't have named my vice president Donald Trump, and then had to backtrack and say, Kamala Harrison.
Yeah. Keith, don't you think his wife should be stopping this? She's his wife. Would Gina make you stand up there and make you of yourself?
No. And you're right, Dion. You're right, Dion. And the rumor has it, Dion, you are right in your second statement, Dion, is that apparently the wife has told him, don't give up.
Because she likes being a first lady, apparently.
All right. She don't want to be the first one to be thrown out.
The whole of them are abusing that man. Let me tell you.
1 minute, Pinky. Miss Leisha had her hand up before you, and I'll come back to you in a minute. So, Dion and Jemmy, have you finished or you got more?
One more spin on it.
Go ahead.
Now, imagine if that was Obama and his wife. All the people, all the powers that be in Congress would have voted him out, yeah? But if they vote out Biden, who's in charge?
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Black woman.
Yeah.
Isn't it the black woman? Yeah, we've had a black man president. America's not giving the world a black woman president yet. Not yet. And that's the deal. If Biden steps down, she's automatically president.
Yeah. And that ain't going to happen. He ain't going to do it. Yeah, he ain't going to do that.
So
definitely do that.
they're going to make him try and ride that out, and then Trump's just going to come and beat him hands down because the man is incompetent beyond belief. Ask him to spell his name and he'll get it wrong.
Yeah, true. Capitol Hill.
I'm serious.
No, a mental, not a physical
No,
age limit.
he's 80 something.
Yeah, but if you're 80 and you're mentally competent, you are mentally competent. But this guy is not mentally competent.
Yeah, but if you see him like this, would you let him drive your car?
I wouldn't let him lick my stamps.
Hold tight, Jamie and Dion. Alicia coming with that. That was good. Go on.
I like that, Jimmy. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm starting to believe that we're all part of an experiment. Like this is all an experiment, like an ongoing experiment of what people will really put up with and what people will do and how much we will fall into line, regardless of how non-coherent your leader is.
Mm-hmm.
You would sit back and do absolutely nothing. You would elect a non-coherent leader
to represent you again another 4 years.
Yeah, because now the French don't mess. Now we know about the French. Yeah. Like he could not be a French president because the French would have bulldozed his house down. He would have dragged him out and pulled him down. The Americans who see this, I think America's the biggest experiment going. Because I can't see how they voted him in. I personally would never have voted him in. I was completely against him. I don't mind putting this on the air, but out of the two, I would have gone for Trump. Like 100%, I would have gone for him because he's a bit more coherent, at least. And we know what you're getting. But with this guy, we don't know what they're getting. And there's people behind him pulling strings. He's a puppet at the moment. The wife likes where she is. She's not going to move from there. And he's just there yapping like nonsense. He's dangerous.
Yeah, okay. I'll talk about my bit afterwards, but we got hands up. So, Miss Leisha, have you finished? Yeah, okay. And Dion or Jemmy, come in.
Yeah, well, here's the real conspiracy theory. Donald Trump was in charge. He did loads of illegal stuff. He had to come out of power so they could charge him. So they put an idiot in power. Yeah, and I kind of think this conspiracy theory works. This is all run by Donald Trump. They put the idiot in power, new election, Trump wins, goes to Congress and says, everything I've done before, you can't charge me for because I'm the president. And because he's the president, he can make that law and we all start again.
Yeah, you're right. He can do that. He's got the power if he's president. He's got the power to
yeah, and Trump's
invoke. No,
Trump has been
that's the word. Yeah,
Trump's been a billionaire since the 1970s. Yeah, when I was growing up, I remember Donald Trump losing $3 billion in 1 year, and within the next year he made back $2 billion. Yeah, so he's got big money links. Yeah, this American is mostly run over money. You know, who's got the better and the biggest campaign?
Jemmy, thank you. Listen, Jemmy, just pause for a minute. Radio listeners, listen, this is how we do it every Friday. You've got to come in on it. You know the links. Get in touch with us. We've got to say goodbye to you, and we'll speak to you and we'll talk to you again next week. All right. So for the panel and our members here, we're going to carry on talking the ting. Thank you very much, and good night.